Before we get started in today's video, there was some breaking news that Oklahoma and Texas want to leave the Big 12 and join the SEC, and how does that affect our story today? It doesn't at all. The season's already set. They already have all the games set up. If they can opt out of their contract, I think for like $70-some million, or they can wait till 2025. But in today's video, this doesn't have to do anything. They're going to be playing in the Big 12, so don't think about Spencer Rattler playing in the SEC. Let's get into it. It's been hard not to notice that Oklahoma has had some unbelievable quarterback play the last few years. We had Baker Mayfield, who had a historic season and won the Heisman. We saw Kyler Murray the very next season become the first school to go back-to-back, winning the Heisman with different quarterbacks. And just a year later, we saw Jalen Hurts be a Heisman runner-up. But I mean, he didn't even really have a shot against Joe Burrow, who had one of the best years of any quarterback in college football history. But in 2020, it was a rare year to see Oklahoma quarterback not in the Heisman race in Spencer Rattler. But it looks like that is all about to change, because for this upcoming football season, he is the odds-on favorite to win it all this year. This is for a few reasons: who he is as a talent, the situation he's in, and how he finished the season so strong and fixed a lot of his early flaws. So today we're going to be talking about if we think he's an absolute lock to win the Heisman, or if we think they're projecting wrong. One thing I want to start out by saying is Oklahoma has been breaking some stereotypes for these running gun college teams. A lot of these quarterbacks have been labeled as college quarterbacks who don't have any success in the NFL. Guys like Will Grier, Jake Browning, Kellen Mond, but Lincoln Riley has shown to be amazing at recruiting and getting them ready for the next level. Baker and Kylo had done amazing in the NFL so far. The jury's still out on Jalen Hurts, but I'm sure he's just going to do fine. And Baker and Kylo were also labeled as undersized, and so is Spencer Rattler, only being 6'1", 205 pounds, but we've seen this not to be an issue in college or the NFL. So now looking at his game, what we noticed is all these guys, and Spencer included, is you'll see highlights where they're bombing it deep down the field to wide open targets on plays like these. But the situation isn't always perfect, and all of them are still able to deliver. Just look at this play. On this play, he just stays so composed in the pocket, knowing he's going to take a huge shot to the ribs, but he also sees that he has man-on-man coverage and will be a touchdown if he can throw an accurate ball. So he focuses on the throw, and is definitely not the case where he has seemingly forever in the pocket. Another example of why I love Spencer is he really trusts his receivers, but he does it in a calculated manner. On this throw, this guy is not open. He is very well covered, but not every single play is someone going to be wide open. He sees that he has the 6'6" tight end and a much smaller safety, and just as the team trusts him to go out and make big plays with his arms and legs, he has to trust his guys to go out and win those 50-50 balls. But realistically, they're more like 70-30 when you choose your spots carefully. He obviously has a big arm, but like all three previous Oklahoma quarterbacks, he can get it done with his legs too. He's a very elusive runner and does it in a variety of ways. But Lincoln Riley always instills a pass-first mentality for his quarterbacks. Use your legs to make and create a pass, or just take off when you see a lot of green grass in front of you. And this is why I think he has a great chance to go out and win the Heisman this year, because of how much I could see improvement in that concept. Oklahoma started out the season 1-2, and even though Spencer on paper was playing really well, he wasn't playing the best football. Look at this play in Game 3 against Iowa State. He ended up blowing the lead and losing this game, and even though this play looks amazing and it'll make his highlight tape and it showcases how athletic he is, but he has a very clean pocket, and his O-line even pancakes two of the defenders. Look how early he drops the ball to his armpit and decides he's solely a runner. There was no need to tuck the ball or panic in the way he did, and I know they went over this on film because there were multiple times the very next week against Texas where he could have ran it, but he kept the ball up, so he was still a dual threat, and they were able to capitalize. And this was the theme over the entire season. They did start out 1-2. After they started out 1-2, they went on to win the next 8 games, and in those 8 games, he only had 3 interceptions, whereas he had 4 in his first 3 games. So even though some games took him out of the Heisman race last year, it's very hard not to see that he's trending and looks more and more comfortable every single time he steps out on the field. And he started to look like a legit first round, maybe even very early first round quarterback. I wasn't sure about him in his first season as a starter, but after seeing his dedication and obvious improvements, shows me that he's putting in the work in the offseason and in between games. He has all the natural ability and is really starting to remind me of a Zach Wilson-like player, someone who throws the ball really well on the run, has good legs, and major improvements over the years fixing bad habits and reading defenses better. I have every reason to believe he's going to continue improving and take another jump next year, because he ended off the year with such a bang. And being on a loaded Oklahoma team in the Big 12 where the defenses aren't as good, and I know there's talk about the SEC, I'll probably lead off the video with that, talking about some something. But as of now, in a Lincoln Riley offense and his improvement, out of every quarterback we've seen significant games from, he is my Heisman favorite. That being said, it's very possible that Clemson's quarterback DJ can go out and win it. He's insanely talented with a loaded roster in Dabo, but also CJ Stroud from Ohio State might have a great first year as a starter, but we just haven't seen enough games for them to really know how they are as a player, what happens when teams get film. But Ohio State and Clemson is always going to have good quarterbacks. They're always going to be in the running, but I definitely think the odds-on favorite right now should be Spencer Rattler, and I just don't believe in Sam Howell that much. That can be a completely separate video though. But I hope you guys are able to see what makes Spencer so special and what changes he's made to make him potentially the third Oklahoma quarterback to win the Heisman in the past 5 years. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys have as your Heisman favorite? Is it Spencer Rattler? What I saw winning the last 8 games and playing incredibly good football. He won the close games and he blew teams out and didn't give them a chance when they had the opportunity to. I loved how he utilizes his leg to find passes down the field, whereas he was super frantic earlier on in the year, and he was also just making more accurate decisions, trusting his guys, not taking as many sacks. I just loved how I saw his progression, and I think it's only going to get better as he goes in as his 3rd year as a starter. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like it. Make sure to comment down below what you think, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for checking out the channel, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace!